Juno, and this is my crafty corner. Welcome to my channel. This is my channel about cross stitch, about my progress and my stitch with me's and stuff like that. Sorry, it has been very hard 2 days. I've been trying to record this particular Flosstube. I've done it 3 times. Almost the whole way through, then realized, first time I realized something was up with the volume, so I thought my microphone was picking up the fan I had oscillating in the back, because it was cutting out every few words. So I turned that off, and then I did the video again, and it still did it. The third time I did it, I tried it on my iPad, and I don't know what I did. Totally messed it up. I don't even know. I was just agitated and everything. This was supposed to be recorded on and put out yesterday, but instead I'm doing this on July the 4th. Don't have any other plans today anyway, but still had to run out and go pick up a mic. Which I'm not upset about that. The one I have I've had for a while. So it was time for an upgrade, and my husband was more than happy to take the mic that was actually his to start with before I stole it. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad to have you. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. I do have some progress pictures. I have a little bit of haul, and I do have 2 new starts. And I have 2 soon-to-be starts. So let us start with the progress. Sorry, brain is trying to freeze up on me. So we'll start on my progress pit on the cross stitch that I'm currently working on. First one is my dragon. It's called 2 Dragons. I got it off Etsy. There it is right there. Give me just a second. And that is what it's going to look like. Give me a second. I don't have the picture all the way in frame. I apologize. There we go. Now it's in frame. So that is what this is going to look like. As you can see, oops, wrong side. I'm just touching the blue dragon's wings right here. So we will, got a long ways to go, but it's getting there. All right, so I have a new start. It's only got about 30 stitches into it so far. I didn't get much done on it, but it is a start. And this is going to be the colors. They're very pretty. They're very pastel, rainbowish. I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to turn out. Give me just a second and I'll show you. That is what it's going to look like once it's all put together. Because it's a Biscornu. All right, and my next project that I started is here. It's another just a itty bitty start, just a couple, probably about 30 stitches, give or take. That is this one. They are patterns I've gotten off Etsy. This is 18 count Mystic, and this is going to be the rest of the colors. Just all different yellows and golds, and from what I can tell, it's going to look awesome on this fabric. So we will continue to work on that. Grab my shirt, of course. All right, so that is the 2 new starts that I've got. That is my whips in progress. I now have 2 kitted up already, just no stitches put into them yet. So let me show those. Oh, let me get rid of this one. There we go. This one, come on, give me my threads, thank you, is going to be a bookmark. And these are the colors. And this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be a cat on top of a bookshelf. I think it's going to be really cute. It's going to be a Christmas present for my uncle. He's a teacher. So, and they like cats. So I figure it's the perfect, little Christmas present for him. And then I have one more. And of course, my whips don't last very long. But then I've got this one. This is going to be another Biscornu. It's on 28 count ivy color. It's just regular ivy colored fabric with threads. And the picture is up, and that's what it's going to look like. I think it's going to be, very beautiful. And I think my cousin is going to love it because it's another Christmas present. All right, so there is that. Turn this on, and then I'm going to minimize my camera down. There we go, because now we're going to get to my Stitch With Me progress. I'm not sure how this is going to work. I have, like I said, done this video a couple of times, so I'm not really even sure if I'm going to remember what I want to talk about, but we will try. I remember I had a comment in my last video asking me about my Needleminders. These Needleminders are from someone, she streams on Twitch, that's how I found her, but she has an Etsy channel called, so sorry for bumping that, I'm trying to get the name up, Moonlight Meadow Art. I will post a link down below. She's not selling right now, she's in Canada. She will open her shop back up in July, like around the 15th, because she's on vacation right now. But she hand makes these little trees and then dips them in resin. It's wire and beads, the color you choose. And she also turns them into Needleminders. They were keychains before she figured out she could turn them into Needleminders. I'm slowly gathering up a bunch of them. And then she also has Needleminders with little ferret butts and hearts and like all little cute little ferret designs. Like I said, I will post her information in my box below. I will have her Twitch channel. I will have her Etsy channel. That way, if anybody wants to go see her on Twitch, she will stream making these. And she streams making like beaded dragons and hummingbirds and spiders and her cross stitch. Alright, so now we're going to go to my Stitch With Me portion because I am done with the rest. move my notes around so maybe I can remember what I need to know, what I'm going to talk about. Not necessarily what I need to talk about, just kind of a keep in mind of what I plan on discussing. Alright, I'm going to do this, if I can keep this still. Sorry, I keep bumping the stand. That's my fault. Alright, so I think I'm good here. Alright, so let us turn on the music so that it's not completely quiet in the background. I like stitching with something in the background. Yeah, I either have music playing or an audiobook playing or a movie that I've seen a million times playing. I'm gonna move this way. Sorry, I thought I was where I needed to be, but I'm not. It's never right when you first start off trying to do it. There. There. I think we're good here. Alright, so let us see. Life. This week I had a couple of appointments to go to for my husband. He had a procedure done, so he's kind of down, but he's doing good. We've been dealing with issues with the car. I know I've mentioned it a few times. It's been in the shop going on 3 weeks now. But it just actually got in the shop for them to diagnose it Friday. But we don't have a diagnosis on it yet. Sorry, something got in my eye. Okay. But we had to get a rental car because I only have one vehicle. But luckily it's supposed to be under their dime, so I haven't had to pay for it, thankfully. They're talking about it needing to have the motor replaced, so I'll probably have a rental car for a couple of months because it's probably going to take them a little bit to get the car fixed. I mean, if it took 2 weeks to get it to get diagnosed, I'm pretty sure it's going to take up to 2 months before they actually fix the car. But I mean, at least it's under warranty, so I don't have to worry about that. If it wasn't under warranty, it'd be a whole nother story. Especially since I just bought the car in February. That would have really sucked. So that is what's been going with the car. My oldest, let's talk a little about, kids. I know I've mentioned them before. I have 3. I have my youngest is 13, turning 14 this year. He has some mental issues, but they're not too bad. He's made a lot of progress in the last few years, so we're hoping that he continues. My middle daughter is 16 this year, started her first job. Been at it for right about a month now. So she started early June. Yeah, it's been a little over a month. Because she started in May, but she got, we ended up with COVID. Well, she actually ended up with COVID. I'm not actually sure if I ended up with COVID or not. I had a few symptoms, we think, but they were like headache, fatigue. It's the only two things that we were able to pinpoint as COVID. My husband was diagnosed with COVID, actually tested positive for it, and my middle daughter tested positive for it. So, yeah. I probably did have it, but we're not 100% sure. But, and so she started work in May, and then ended up having to miss 2 weeks, due to that. Luckily, they were able to work with her, so she didn't lose her job. Where did I just put my needle? There, in my front of my face. My oldest daughter, well, excuse me, my oldest kid, they don't like being referred to as any kind of form of female, so I try to accommodate. They just turned 18 on the 29th of June. I do not feel like I have an 18-year-old. I still feel like they should be toddlers. But yeah, so they turned 18. That's about all I've got family-wise. You know, my husband had his procedure. He's just moving around real slow, but he's recovering. Let's see. I've done discussed all my projects. Oh, I forgot. I have two. I have like 5 kits coming in that I've purchased. They're from Everyday Crafts. They're printed cross stitch patterns. I've been wanting to try them out just to see if I like them or not. I love the counted cross stitch, but there are days where it's like I'm just not up for the intensity of the craft, because sometimes your brain is just not focused enough to do the counted cross stitch, where the printed ones are already printed on there, so it's not really where you have to, think too hard to do it. So we will see how I like them, if I order any more or not. They are, I know one of them is going to be a Christmas gift, because I think my grandpa would really like it. One my daughter really liked. Another one I think my husband would like, so I'm gonna make that for him. He doesn't never really look at what I'm stitching unless I show it to him. Which I do the same thing with him. He's an artist. He draws things and he writes, working on like a pen and paper role-playing game. And unless he calls me down to ask me a question about it, I pretty much ignore it. So I have no problem with him pretty much ignoring me when I'm doing my craft. So, but when I get those in, I will definitely show those. Let's see. I know I'm not sure how much I've actually discussed about me and my husband. We've been together going on 20 years. We've been married for 12 of those, I believe. I wasn't in no rush to get married. So. But, I've been able to put up with him for 20 years. And I'm appreciative of the fact that he puts up with me. Oops. Not in the back. No knots. Cradola. I don't like knots. Can I get rid of this without too much hassle? We met in a little bitty town. He had basically been raised there. He wasn't born there, but he'd been raised in that town most of his life once he hit a certain age. I had been in the town for a couple of years when we met. He is 13 years older than I am. When we first started hanging out, we were just friends. Because he was too old for me. And I told him that to his face multiple times before my mom pointed out I was getting a little too dressed up to go see a movie with the same person I've been hanging out with. So that's basically how that started. We lived in Texas for quite a few years. We moved away from Texas in 2014. Moved to Arkansas. Moved a couple of times in Arkansas to different locations. Then we moved from Arkansas to Indiana. We moved up here to Indiana so I could be closer to my grandparents. Because they're getting, they were getting older in age. They're in their 80s, so, and truth be known, my 17-year-old, or 15-year-old at the time, had never ever even met her grandparents, great-grandparents. So I figured, why not? I wanted to move up here so I could be close to them myself and give my girls a chance, my kids a chance to get to know them as well. So we moved up here in 2016 and I have not regretted it one bit. I have lost my grandmother, that I lost her this year. But we did get the last 4 years to, get to know her and her to get to know us. And get the great grandkids, the opportunity to, learn and know their great grandparents. And I really have, I have no intention of moving anywhere anytime soon. Maybe a new location, because I don't like living in apartments, but state-wise, I'm good with the state that I live in. Plus, I still have my grandpa that I get to go visit, and my mom moved up here as well. And my Aunt Janice, my aunt and uncle and them are about to move back into the area as well. So, more family to visit. Where am I? let's see. So that is a family. If anybody has any questions to ask me, I'm more than happy to answer. And I will, depending on the answer, most of the times, I will answer while on chat and in text or in video, depending on what the question's about. And let's see here. I like drinking sweet tea and water. Those are about the only two things that I drank. If we go out to eat anywhere, I normally just get a glass of water. Don't ask me why. I've been that way for the last couple of years. There's only a few places where the water is just so rough that I've ended up getting a drink. I don't really like getting teas from restaurants because I'm weird. I don't like strong tea. I like my tea to be more watered down. I guess, like, I use one of the little tea packets that you're supposed to make for 4 cups of water. I normally turn that into half a gallon of tea, with a cup of sugar. And more often than not, as the tea ages, I add more water to it because it's just a little too sweet. So yeah. What is everybody else's favorite drinks? Like, I know my mom, her favorite drinks is Mountain Dew and coffee. Those are the main things that she drinks. My husband is, he prefers Dr. Pepper, but he ends up getting the zero sugar A&W, not A&W. Is it? Yes, it's the zero sugar A&W root beer. Because of his diabetes. They do have the zero sugar Dr. Pepper, but he also has high blood pressure. So the caffeine kicks his blood pressure up too much. So that's why he goes for the A&W. Alright. My son has no preference. He'll drink whatever there is out there. Truthfully, 90% of everybody in the house drinks water. My water, I get, sorry. I normally get these and add them to just a little squirt to the water. So it gives me just a little bit of a flavor without, any sugars or anything like that in it. My middle daughter normally drinks water, but like if we go out, she likes to get Sprite. She also likes Monsters and stuff like that as well. She just buys those either normally with her own money, because I don't buy them normally. I give her a budget saying you have this much to spend for grocery wise for the week, and she decides if she's going to use her grocery money to buy it or not. But since they are fairly expensive, they're not something we buy very often. But now that she's got her own income coming in, she can buy whenever she wants. Favorite foods. Everybody's a little different in the household. Me, you can buy me pizza every day and I would still eat it every day. I haven't found a time that I've really gotten sick of pizza. I've worked in a pizza joint and still, like, for quite a few months and ate pizza daily. And still, oh, we're having pizza? Great. My oldest, I don't know. They're really into all kinds of junk food. I don't really know that she has a specific. They love homemade fries. They love to make homemade fries. I would say that would be their thing. My middle daughter, she's pasta. Fix her some pasta, make her some spaghetti, and she's in heaven. Or as she likes to reference it, spaghetti. I'm gonna make me some spaghetti. Now, I like spaghetti, but it's not something that I could eat all the time. Like, for her, it's like, I make sure we've got pasta sauce and noodles, and that way if she gets, like, where she wants a snack or something, she will go make her some spaghetti. So. My son, he's ramen. Ramen noodles. Chicken or beef. He eats ramen, ramen, however you say them. I guarantee you he eats 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 packs a day. Like, he'll eat supper and then go, I want to make some ramen. It's like, okay, go make some ramen. He's obsessed with it, that's for sure. But, I mean, he's a growing boy, he's gotta eat. They never stop eating. That's my husband, his absolute favorite food is sweets. That he really can't have anymore. But that's the main thing. The other thing would be probably Long John Silver's. Like, you could order Long John Silver's and he would eat it almost daily. Not that I can afford to do that, but I'm sure he would be happy if I could. He likes their fish. Alright. I'm like blocking the screen today. I had a really good Stitch with me the other day, and that was one of the days I noticed my mic was messing up and I wasn't able to use it. I mean, I wasn't blocking the screen, nothing. But what do you do? Where am I? I just totally skipped my Stitch. Oh well, I fixed it. Haha. Did you anything else? The weather. The weather has been crazy. 1 minute it is burning up outside. The next minute it is stormy. I know it's not as hot here as it is in other places. It's only gotten about 90 degrees around here. I think it's at 80 degrees today. But I know places that are a lot hotter. which I dread when it actually does start getting even hotter here, because the AC up here where I'm at in my room, it doesn't work very well. So it gets extremely hot in my room. I have 2 computers that I run in my office 90% of the time, because I have my personal computer and then I have my work computer. During the week, I have my work computer on as well, so that's multiple monitors, multiple computers producing heat. And when I'm working, I cannot have my fan blowing because my microphone picks up the background noise of the fan and makes it where the customers can't hear me very well. So I have to have it running and then turn it off as soon as I get a call. Sometimes it's just not worth it. But luckily working from home, I can dress cooler and not have to worry about it. We don't have video conferences that we've got to worry about. So, I can dress in a little tank top type shirt and some shorts and be fine. Alrighty, let's see here. Now, let's see, I did forget to talk about what we did. When was it? Friday night. Me and my daughter went roller skating. My middle daughter, she's the only one who lives with me. My other daughter lives in Arkansas with her friend. But me and my middle daughter went roller skating on our brand new skates that we got last month. I had so much fun. This is definitely going to be something that we schedule to do more often. It is so different. We've been skating before, but using rental skates are completely different from using your actual own pair of skates. The fit of the skate is so different, causing you to be more stable than you realize that you can be. I did fall one time. It was my fault. There was a really good song playing, and I started bobbing and weaving to the song. And I bobbed and weaved myself to land right on my butt. But I didn't bruise anything or cause any issues, so that was good. Alright, put that there. Move that. Yeah, but we're going to plan some more skating. But we'll have to find a different place because this skate ring that we went to, that we've been going to, is actually closing. The owners are closing it down. So we've got to find another one that we can go to. Give me a sec. I need to move this. No, there we go. So I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out a new skate place to go to. We could skate out in the parking lot, but it's not the same. It's too rough. We tried it, of course. It's just too rough. the concrete. It's a completely different than trying to actually skating in the skating ring. And don't have a wall that I can help stop myself. Even though I felt a little out of place. I was the oldest person skating. Most everybody else who was my age was sitting on the sidelines with their phones. But, you know. Oh well. Don't worry what everybody else is doing, just have fun. That's pretty much my motto with life. You don't have, you know, just do what you would like to do as long as you're not hurting anybody else. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks of you. Alright, so that was that. Sorry, I have a hard time figuring out what I'm going to talk about. Now, if I have somebody talking with me, I can talk for hours. Barely shut up. But trying to think about what to say to thin air, a whole nother story. But I like talking. And I hope people enjoy my videos. Don't know. I know I could easily do the Stitch with Me videos where they're just me stitching in the background. And I may do a few like that. I may do a few setup where I do like a voiceover as I'm stitching. I've seen a few people do those. We will see. Alright. So basically this is gonna go down here, there, there. There's none of that color in that next box. So we are coming up into the actual cat here. And from what I'm seeing, it's basically gonna be 3 main colors. Yeah, working in this area here, I'm mainly going to be working with 3 main colors. My gray, my brown, and my almost black. And further in, probably around here, I'll run across some more of my other gray, lighter gray colors. But alright, so now we're going to move up to the next square, which I already have prepared. Move this over here, that there. I want to put that on there. That way it's up out of my way. Need my little scissors. The top of this is really fuzzy. Alright, so I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to go. Sorry. So Let's see. I know I talked about the weather a little bit. What is everybody's favorite temperature? What is, like, if you could have it that temperature at all times, what would it be? If anybody feels up to answering it. For me, my preferred temperature would be about 70 degrees. If it was 70 degrees outside at all times, I would be happy. That is where I am most comfortable. I can wear, you know, I'm a big skirt person. I love skirts and dresses. Don't really own very many dresses, but I do have, I probably have about 10 different skirts. Well, I have about 5 black skirts that only have mild differences between them. Normally it's just a slight difference in the flare of the skirt, or the waistband is different, but everything else looks the same. I like most of mine are long, almost ankle length skirts, stretchy waist. 1, 2, okay. Now I like blue jean skirts. I currently only own one that is dying on me, but I've also owned that particular skirt for like 20 years. Maybe 25. I've had it a very long time. No, I wouldn't say 20. I would say about 15. Probably about 15 years I've owned that skirt. And it's a blue jean skirt, and the blue jean material is just, it's dying. I might talk to my middle daughter and see if she will take it and sew like a cloth lining inside of it to help keep the tearing on the blue jean material. Because the biggest problem is the blue jean material is just fraying. Not fraying, but you know how blue jean material gets. It just gets easily rippable. So, I don't know. I just want to try to save it. And when it comes to the reason why I like skirts, I don't know. I've always loved skirts and dresses. It's like when I go to buy clothes, that's the first thing I go to. I go to skirts and dresses. I think I own 2 pairs of pants. Maybe 3 actual pairs of blue jeans. I do have a couple pairs of slacks and stuff for work, because it is, when we go into the office, it is business casual. So you gotta have your nice clothes. So I have probably about 4 pairs of those, about 3 business skirts, and then my shirts and all that stuff. I really don't even know how I got onto the subject of clothes. I don't know. I just wear what I like. I've always done that, even when I was a kid. I used to wear skirts and all that stuff at school. Used to get made fun of for it all the time. But, you know, I was a very particular child. I remember being a teenager, we lived on a farm basically. We had, we had cows and chickens and horses and gardening and stuff like that. And I remember wearing a dress, bottle feeding calves. I didn't care that, everybody else around me was giving me weird looks. I remember splitting firewood in a dress. When I was a teenager. Like 17, 18 years old, we'd go out and I would split firewood in a dress. Like that was just my thing. Dresses were, comfortable. I liked wearing them. I still like wearing them, of course, as I've said. Looks weird. Why does that look weird? I don't know. Alright.